Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Leach, back here with another reaction video. We got early college football playoff predictions. Will Ohio State win back-to-back national championships? Let's get right into it.
Expectations.
Make sure y'all hit that sub button, turn them noties
on
for daily uploads, and make sure y'all follow the socials on the screen. It'd be much appreciated.
Meanwhile, their week 1 matchup in Ohio
So they got
State
Texas
with
as the favorite to win the college football playoff.
+650,
Ohio State
with the
second,
Big Ten
Georgia
and the
third,
SEC dominating the conversations in Vegas. We've got a way too early college football playoff bracket reveal to give you something to think about as the season rolls along this year. And our Tom Fornelli is here with his bracket breakdown. Tom, we are going into the second year of the expanded CFP. That means 12 teams will make the cut. Who do you have making it this year?
Yeah, 12 teams for now. Maybe it'll be 28 soon, based on the news that's...
Bro, why do y'all want a 28-team playoff, bro? That's too crazy, bro.
We've been hearing lately, but nothing too crazy with my field, although the order is probably a bit...
I mean, it's more games, bro, but, like, I like the 12 team. The 12 team's good enough.
Than what a lot of others are projecting. I have Ohio State winning the Big Ten again.
Yeah!
Actually this year, getting the #1 seed. LSU is who I have winning the SEC,
on Buckeyes.
the 2 seed, followed by Clemson, your ACC champions, at 3, and then Notre Dame, no conference, but now with the rule changes, they could still get that first-round bye because they finished in the top 4. So those are your 4 teams on a bye.
Pause real quick. So Kansas State against Texas. Texas is easily doing that. They're doing Kansas State dirty in that one. They're gonna win that game by at least 50. Boise State, Georgia. I don't see it happening. Boise State ain't making it. I don't even know if Kansas State makes it at 9. I don't think so. But yeah, Texas, Georgia gonna win. Low key, Oregon, Penn State. That's up in the air. I think Oregon could win that. Then Miami, Alabama. I don't know. That'll be an interesting matchup. I think. I say Alabama takes that one.
And then after that, I've got SEC title game.
I mean, not bad predictions, but, like, I don't know, bro. Like, some of them games are just going to be, like, Georgia. Bro, they would belt Boise State by, like, 50. Same thing with Kansas State's not that good.
Loser Georgia, Penn State, the
Big
Ten title game loser, followed by Alabama. Texas
Jace
team
Brown,
was the favorite to win it all, but I think
Avery
will make
Johnson,
the playoff. It is not
the
best team in the country. They get in as an 8 seed, followed by Big 12 champion Kansas State at 9, Miami at 10, Oregon at 11, and Boise State at 12.
All right, so the team's pretty familiar here. No surprises really there.
I mean, it's not a bad prediction for a top 12 to make the playoffs. I mean, it's not bad. Like, you know, it's valid. Notre Dame's valid. Ohio State, Clemson, LSU all got buys. I mean, that's valid.
Go through this round by round. We're going to start in round 1, Tom. So there we see it there. Kansas State versus Texas, Boise State, Georgia, Oregon, Penn State, Miami, Alabama. Take us through your first round.
Yeah, all these games are on campus, and we saw last year the home field was a
Texas,
tremendous advantage for everybody involved, and I don't really see much different in this year's format. I've got Texas taking down Kansas State in an old-school Big 12 rematch. I think the Longhorns move on here.
Yeah, they're going to win that.
In the next game, I've got Georgia
points
at home against Boise State. We
Same
remember
here.
what happened to Boise State last year. They had the bye. They played well against Penn State, but they couldn't hang. But I think going on the road to Athens against the Bulldogs is probably a lot to ask of the Broncos. I think Georgia wins that one comfortably.
I don't think Boise State makes
Then we
playoffs,
get another Big Ten regular season
this
rematch
one's
in our
interesting.
next game with Penn State hosting Oregon, just like they will in the regular season. Don't we love seeing rematches, folks, with this expanded playoff field? Penn State once again takes down the Ducks to move on to the next round. And finally, in Tuscaloosa, the Tide takes down Miami to move on to the next round in what I think would be a very fun game.
I actually also, that was what I was thinking when I saw that matchup there. Miami, Alabama, going to be fun. But
Miami will make the playoffs.
Moving on. So now we get to those teams who had the first round bye. Still some familiar names, a lot of chalk here.
Now look at these second round matchups.
Let's start
this
with
is
Texas,
crazy.
Ohio State, another rematch of the season opener this year and a rematch from last year's CFP.
Yes, finally, for the third time in 12
Ohio
months,
State.
we get to see Ohio State and Texas, but at least this time they're back on a neutral field because that's what everybody loves. But as I predict to happen, last year happened in the playoff, and what I think will happen in week 1 this year, I've got Ohio State taking down Texas for
yes, sir. You know ball, bro. You know ball, Tom.
To the semifinals,
yes,
keeping
sir.
their dreams of repeating as national champions alive. In the next game, Notre Dame and Georgia.
Well, this is a rematch of last year's playoff. Georgia getting that get back.
Have we, Haley? Not in a playoff game, although at least this time when Gunnar Stockton is starting for Georgia, he's doing so as their actual starting quarterback, but it's still not enough. I think the Fighting Irish once again take down the Bull.
He has Notre Dame beating Georgia?
Bulldogs.
That's a bold take.
We move down the bracket a little bit. A game that is not a rematch. Finally, something new, something
Penn
fresh.
State,
Blue
Clemson
versus orange. Penn State and Clemson. Clemson is the lower seed in here because they are the ACC champion. But you know what? Penn State's the better football team. Penn State takes down the Tigers to move on to the next round. And then another classic SEC battle that
Alabama,
we've seen so
LSU.
many times,
This
but
one
honestly, I could watch these two play all the time and never really get tired of it. LSU and Alabama. I had LSU winning the SEC. I have LSU.
He's got LSU beating Bama,
to move on to the Final Four.
Okay.
Final Four, national championship rematch.
Big rivalry series there. One reporter on the SEC documentary, by the way, said that game specifically is one of the most hostile environments of all of sports. And I do want to mention as well, Tom, because you mentioned Notre Dame, they still are dealing with a quarterback competition right now. Marcus Freeman says there's still no decision between his two options there. So something to keep our eye on as the season gets started. But as it stands right now, you have Notre Dame back in the semifinals. That's where we come next. So talk me through Ohio State.
Yeah, I just don't think Notre Dame, I think they will be top 12. But, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And Penn State, LSU.
There's a lot of uncertainty with
last year's title game, and I hope Marcus Freeman's named as starting quarterback by the time this hypothetical matchup starts. If not, he hasn't. This could be a problem for him. But either way, I've got Ohio State once again taking down Notre Dame. I think that they're just a little. They've got more depth of talent.
We're gonna put belt to ass again to the Irish.
Kind of set forth a blueprint for how to, let's say,
Penn State, LSU.
This one as the season goes on to keep themselves fresh as the later you get into the campaign, and I think that continues to pay dividends here against the Notre Dame team that doesn't have quite the same amount of depth as the Buckeyes. So the Buckeyes move on to a title game where they will defend their title, and when they get there, it will not be a rematch against Big Ten foe Penn State.
Oh, it's going to be LSU?
LSU is going to the title game. The biggest surprise of the season, I think, if you asked anybody, if you look at what our projections are.
I think LSU
I have the Tigers winning the SEC, and I have them reaching the title game where they are taking on Ohio State in an epic battle of big schools and big-time football programs.
Okay, wait, Tom. This matchup gave me goosebumps a little bit just to think about LSU getting all the way here. Sorry, James Franklin. Maybe next year. It is Ohio State and LSU in your national championship game. Tom,
James Franklin, he just can't win the big games. I mean, he's a good coach.
As we enter the season here, it's beginning soon, there's so much mystery about who the best team in the country is, and you look at it, and you feel like there are 8 different programs that you think are capable of winning a national title. So when that's the case, why pick the obvious answer? Why go with the team that won last year? Take the team that very few people see coming.
Bro.
Give me LSU winning the national title, taking down Ohio State in the title game. This is a program that has a quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier who might be your Heisman winner. He might be the #1 pick in the NFL draft. He's an excellent player.
He's got us getting beat by LSU in the daddy, no.
New defensive coordinator last season.
It's a W prediction, though.
I think going into the second year,
he has to score all the way back to the
even better on the defensive side of the ball.
I gotta appreciate that.
I look at this LSU team as kind of a sleeping giant. It's not like we
I
haven't seen
think
the Tigers
LSU
win national titles. They've done it under 3 different head coaches with 3 different quarterbacks.
That's my team, though.
And I think Brian Kelly and Garrett Nussmeier become the 4th different combo to win a national title in Baton Rouge. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Give us a little Ogeron in there as well. Of course, we have to if it's the Tigers winning it all. Tom, this was so fun. I hope that this comes
W
true
prediction, bro. But Tom, Ohio State winning, bro.
I told you so. Appreciate your time.
We going back to back,
my friend. Week 0 coming sooner.
But that's going to do it for Tom's early college football playoff predictions. He didn't have Ohio State going back-to-back, which, it's hard to go back-to-back, but I think we will go back-to-back. In my honest opinion, I think we will. We got a solid defense. It's not going to be as good as it was last year, but we still have a good secondary. We have the best safety in the nation, a good D-line, and our offense, you got Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Ennis, Cardinal Tate, James Peoples, Max Clare, bro. I don't know. I think we go back-to-back, but, this was a W prediction by Tom. But make sure y'all follow the socials on the screen. It'd be much appreciated, and I'm out. But that's going to do it for this reaction, though. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the video, and I'm out. Peace.